Everything you believed was a lie. Pyramids, impossible giants tearing the sky. Nazca lines, cosmic runways across the desert. Easter Island, stone faces staring into forever. For decades, one theory ruled them all. Ancient aliens, visitors from the stars, gifting us civilization. But the truth? Darker. Twisted, dangerous. A hoax built on fraud. Fueled by racism, exploiting human wonder and poisoning history. This isn't about alien. It's about us. It's about how belief was stolen and turned into a weapon. Tonight, we shatter the illusion. We expose the lie and reveal a truth more shocking than fiction. Act 1. The Creationist Connection. Our journey begins in the most unlikely place, the halls of young Earth creationism. Michael Cremo sits in his study surrounded by books claiming human artifacts date back millions of years. His work, Forbidden Archaeology, forms the backbone of countless Ancient Aliens episodes. Yet viewers never learn of his true agenda, to prove humans and dinosaurs coexisted, shattering evolutionary theory. In Glen Rose, Texas, the deception runs deeper. Here, local farmers once carved fake human footprints alongside genuine dinosaur tracks, creating a hoax that would fuel decades of pseudo-scientific claims. When paleontologist Roland T. Byrd investigated in the 1930s, he found only authentic dinosaur fossils, but the fabricated narrative had already taken root. The camera pans across Peru's dusty villages, where farmer Basilio Ushuya sits carving ancient stones. These Ica stones, depicting humans riding dinosaurs, are crafted using 20th century artistic techniques. Yet biblical archaeologist Willie E. Dye promotes them as genuine, creating a false scholarly veneer that television producers eagerly exploit. Ancient Aliens masters this art of deception. They present ancient alien theorists battling mainstream science, using carefully edited footage of computer-generated dinosaurs fleeing alien spacecraft. The audience sees academic debate, but the reality is mashed together fiction designed to overwhelm critical thinking. This is the Gish Gallop in action, a fire-hosing strategy named after creationist Duane Gish. Rapid-fire claims pour forth. Aliens exterminated dinosaurs. Each assertion requires extensive debunking. But before scientists can respond, 10 new fabrications have already aired. The show misrepresents legitimate researchers like Luis Chiappe and Mark Wilson, twisting their words through selective editing. They claim carbon-14 dating is unreliable for dinosaur fossils, conveniently ignoring that paleontologists use uranium lead dating methods instead. As one frustrated paleontologist observed, "You can't make this stuff up, but I have a feeling that's exactly what most of the show's personalities were doing." The tragic irony: many viewers seeking alternatives to religious fundamentalism unknowingly embrace theories rooted in the very creationist ideology they're trying to escape. Ancient Aliens becomes a secular religion, replacing divine creation with extraterrestrial intervention, but maintaining the same anti-evolutionary foundation. This circular deception creates believers who think they're embracing science, while actually consuming repackaged pseudoscience. The alien narrative provides comfort to those questioning traditional faith, never realizing they've simply traded one unfounded belief system for another. Act 2. The racial undercurrent. But the ancient aliens' deception goes deeper than scientific fraud. It carries a poisonous racial undertone, echoes of the darkest chapters of human history. Anthropologists worldwide have raised alarm bells. The core premise of ancient alien theory is simple. Non-European civilizations, the Maya, the Sumerians, the builders of Africa's great monuments, were incapable of their achievements without extraterrestrial help. This isn't just ignorance, it's cultural supremacy, dressed in science fiction clothing. Erich von Däniken, the godfather of ancient alien theory, consistently portrays his aliens as pale-skinned, godlike beings, echoes of colonial narratives that diminished indigenous genius for centuries. The message is clear. Dark-skinned peoples couldn't have built these wonders alone. Consider the pyramids of Giza. When ancient alien theorists marvel at their construction, they're implicitly declaring that ancient Egyptians lacked the intelligence and capability to move massive stones and achieve mathematical precision. Yet archaeological evidence clearly demonstrates the sophisticated ramps, tools, and organizational systems that made these monuments possible. The Easter Island Moai present another telling example. Rather than celebrating the remarkable engineering and cultural significance of Rapa Nui civilization, ancient alien proponents reduce these sacred ancestors to evidence of extraterrestrial visitation. They strip indigenous peoples of their heritage, their accomplishments, their very humanity. John Hoops, a respected anthropologist, states it bluntly: pseudo-archaeology promotes myths used in the service of white supremacy, racialized nationalism, colonialism, and the dispossession of indigenous peoples. This isn't accidental. It's the logical conclusion of theories that deny human capability based on skin color and geography. The damage extends beyond academic circles. Books like The Lost Colonies of Ancient America explicitly argue for Native American inferiority, providing pseudo-intellectual justification for historical land seizure and cultural genocide. Larry Zimmerman highlights how this ethnocentrism continues colonial violence through seemingly harmless television programming. However, the picture isn't entirely black and white. Dakota/Lakota Sioux writer Ruth H. Burns offers a crucial perspective. Some indigenous communities recognize alignments between ancient alien theories and their own star people ancestry traditions. The complete dismissal of all extraterrestrial possibilities, she argues, might erase legitimate native stories and spiritual beliefs. This creates a complex ethical landscape. While protecting indigenous achievements from racist appropriation, we must also respect authentic indigenous voices and traditions. The difference lies in WHO controls the narrative and how the stories are told. When television producers present Takkk carvings as alien depictions rather than celebrations of Maya dynastic rulers, they commit cultural theft. When they transform sacred ancestral monuments into evidence for their alien theories, they perpetuate centuries of colonial violence. The ancient aliens phenomenon profits from this cultural appropriation, generating millions in revenue while indigenous communities struggle for recognition and respect. It's a modern form of colonialism, mining indigenous heritage for entertainment value while offering nothing in return. The most insidious aspect? many viewers remain completely unaware of these racial undertones. They consume the programming as harmless entertainment, never realizing they're absorbing narratives that fundamentally diminish human diversity and achievement. This is how racism evolves in the modern era, wrapped in acceptable packaging, hidden behind scientific-sounding language, and broadcast into millions of homes as family-friendly education. Act 3. Desecrating the Dead. When television producers present Takkk carvings as alien depictions rather than celebrations of Maya dynastic rulers, they commit cultural theft. The Paracas Museum in Peru allows AncientAliens filming crews unlimited access to human remains, prioritizing profit over ethical responsibility. Sacred sites across the globe face similar exploitation. As television producers seek dramatic backdrops for their alien narratives, this continues a legacy stretching back to colonial times. European collectors looted skulls from Rapa Nui, displaying them in museums despite ethical board objections. The pattern remains unchanged. Western interests extracting indigenous heritage for profit, while offering nothing to source communities. The fabrication of evidence reaches absurd extremes. Fake giant skeletons appear regularly in AncientAliens programming. The San Diego giant hoax from 1900. Photoshopped images from Russian archaeological sites. Computer-generated remains that never existed. These fabrications specifically target communities of color, otherizing non-European peoples by suggesting they're somehow less human than the rest of us. Professional archaeologists watch in horror as their life's work gets twisted into entertainment. Real excavations require years of careful documentation, collaboration with descendant communities, and respect for cultural protocols. AncientAliens cameras arrive, film for a few hours, to then broadcast completely fabricated interpretations to millions of viewers. The psychological damage extends beyond academic frustration. Indigenous communities worldwide report feeling erased, their ancestors transformed into alien evidence while their living voices go unheard. Children grow up seeing their heritage distorted on television, learning that their ancestors' achievements belong to extraterrestrials rather than human ingenuity. One archaeologist captured the moral stakes perfectly. The remains are still individuals we see. Behind every skull, every bone, every mummified body lies a human story. Someone's grandmother, someone's child, someone's beloved ancestor reduced to a television prop. It's not just spreading misinformation. It's participating in the ongoing colonization of indigenous bodies, minds, and spirits. The dead cannot speak for themselves, making them perfect victims for those who profit from their exploitation. This is perhaps the darkest aspect of the ancient alien industry. Its willingness to violate the most sacred human bonds in pursuit of ratings and revenue. Act 4. The Echo Chamber of Lies. Deep within the world of pseudo-archaeology lies a
carefully constructed illusion of legitimacy, a circular citation network that creates the appearance of scholarly consensus where none exists. Graham Hancock references Erich von Däniken. Von Däniken cites Zechariah Sitchin. Sitchin quotes Robert Temple. Temple references Hancock. Round and round the citations flow, each author lending credibility to the others while number. New evidence ever enters the system. This is academic incest at its finest. In Fingerprints of the Gods, Hancock cites Einstein on pole shifts, conveniently ignoring that Einstein possessed no expertise in geology. and that plate tectonics has since revolutionized our understanding of continental movement. But the citation sounds impressive, so it survives in the echo chamber. Garrett G. Fagan, a legitimate historian, documented this phenomenon extensively. Quotes taken out of context and incorrect information recycled endlessly through pseudo-archaeological literature. The same false claims appear in dozens of books, gaining apparent authority through sheer repetition rather than evidence. Contrast this with real archaeology, where theories evolve as new evidence emerges. The Clovis first model of American settlement dominated for decades, until genetic and archaeological discoveries forced revision. Legitimate science adapts when proven wrong. Pseudo-archaeology simply generates more circular citations. The 2002 Archaeological Institute workshop identified this closed-loop system as a primary threat to public understanding. When authors protect their theories rather than improve knowledge, they abandon the fundamental purpose of scholarly inquiry. They're no longer seeking truth. They're defending territory. The Book of Zion represents perhaps the most extreme example of this circular fabrication. Helena Blavatsky created this fictional text in 1888, claiming psychic access to Tibetan origins, where alien spirits from Atlantis and Lemuria influenced Egypt and Maya civilizations. No physical copy has ever existed because the entire work is fabricated. Yet Powell's and Bergier's Morning of the Magicians in 1960 treated Zion as legitimate historical evidence, linking it to alien visitation. Von Däniken then cited this secondary source as proof of his theories. By the time Ancient Aliens airs, Blavatsky's fantasy has been laundered through multiple citations to appear like ancient wisdom. Jason Colavito traced these influences back to H.P. Lovecraft's fiction, revealing how fantasy literature gradually transforms into historical fact through citation laundering. The line between entertainment and education disappears entirely. The Kensington Runestone provides another perfect example. This 19th century forgery allegedly proves Viking presence in Minnesota. Despite being created with modern tools and containing linguistic anachronisms, yet it continues appearing in pseudo-archaeological literature, gaining credibility through repetition rather than evidence. The danger extends beyond academic circles. When citation networks create false consensus, they influence public policy and educational curricula. Students encounter these fabricated authorities in seemingly legitimate sources, learning to accept circular reasoning as normal scholarly practice. This system deliberately exploits human psychology. We're naturally inclined to believe claims supported by multiple sources, even when those sources all reference each other. The pseudo-archaeological citation network weaponizes this cognitive bias, creating an information environment where lies appear more credible than truth. Breaking free requires understanding the difference between genuine scholarly debate and manufactured controversy. Real experts disagree about interpretations while sharing common evidence standards. Pseudo-archaeologists create the appearance of debate, while operating in a completely separate evidential universe. The circular citation network reveals ancient alien theory's fundamental weakness. It cannot survive outside its own constructed reality. Act 5. The Secular Salvation. As traditional religions lose their grip on modern consciousness, humanity searches for new meaning. And the Ancient Aliens phenomenon offers a seductive alternative wrapped in scientific language. Claude Lévi-Strauss understood this psychological appeal through structuralism. Humans naturally seek to resolve fundamental oppositions like nature versus culture, primitive versus advanced, earthly versus cosmic. Ancient alien theory provides elegant solutions. Aliens bridge the gap between primitive humans and advanced technology, between earthly limitations and cosmic possibilities. The numbers reveal the scale of this secular conversion. Erich von Däniken's books have sold over 63 million copies worldwide. Robert Temple's The Sirius Mystery claims the Dogon tribe possessed ancient knowledge of invisible Sirius B, a white dwarf star undetectable without modern telescopes. This supposedly proves contact with alien, Nomo beings from the Sirius system thousands of years ago. Critics suggest a more mundane explanation. French anthropologists Marcel Griol and Germaine Dieterlen worked with the Dogon from the 1930s through 1940s, potentially introducing astronomical knowledge that later became incorporated into tribal mythology. But believers prefer the alien explanation because it offers cosmic significance rather than cultural contamination. Temple's work, published in 1976, lacks peer review, yet continues influencing true believers decades later. The Dogon themselves become unwitting prophets in this secular religion. Their traditional stories reinterpreted as extraterrestrial gospel. Maya King Pakal's sarcophagus lid provides another sacred text. Mayanists identify the world tree showing Pakal's descent to the underworld amid cosmic symbols. Accept the mundane archaeological explanation or embrace cosmic significance. Ancient alien theory offers meaning, purpose, and connection to something greater than earthly existence. Traditional archaeology offers facts. This reveals the deepest challenge facing legitimate science in the modern era. Facts alone cannot compete with transcendent narrative. Ancient alien believers don't just want information. They want salvation. Until mainstream science addresses humanity's spiritual hunger alongside our intellectual curiosity, secular religions like ancient alien theory will continue attracting millions of converts, seeking cosmic purpose in a seemingly meaningless universe. The battle isn't just about evidence, it's about the human soul's desperate search for significance among the stars. We began this journey seeking aliens, but discovered something far more disturbing about ourselves. The ancient aliens phenomenon succeeds not because of its evidence. Ancient alien theory asks us to surrender our humanity in exchange for cosmic significance. But we are the cosmos, stardust arranged in patterns capable of contemplating our own origins. That's a miracle no alien intervention can improve. The universe gave birth to us, and that makes us all extraterrestrials, journeying together through space on our pale blue dot,
carrying the secrets of creation within our very atoms.